1-1 Cincinnati Bengals travel to Pittsburgh in the Heinz house. They're both 1-1. The Steelers are favored by 3.5 points. When I look at this game, Joe Burrow, I'm so impressed. Coming back from the knee injury, he's completing 68% of his passes. He's got 4 touchdowns and 3 picks. And guess what? You know that guy in preseason that they said is dropping every single pass that's thrown to him, Jamar Chase, doesn't drop many balls right now because right now he's got 7 receptions, averaging over 22 yards a catch and 2 touchdowns in just 2 games. So I think that's going to be a great combination of years to come. When I look at the Steelers, their offensive line is awful. They know that they had to revamp the entire offensive line this season, and they didn't address it enough. Their running game is 32nd in the league. That's the worst. Big Ben's been hit 18 times in the first 2 games, the most since 2013. I look at the Steelers as almost a train wreck. Yeah, they've got wide receivers with some great depth there, but they've got to hold up and give Big Ben time. You look at their defense. Right now, they're all banged up. Besides T.J. Watt, they have 6 other players that are on the injury list, and T.J. Watt has 3 of their 5 sacks, so they're going to have to generate pressure elsewhere. I look at this game to be closer than a lot of people think. It's being played in Pittsburgh. I like Cincinnati in the 3.5. I think the Steelers will probably win this game 21-20, but still, Cincinnati will cover the number. I like that half a point, that 3.5 and a hook. Cincinnati's a little bit better than people think this year. I'm going with Cincinnati in the points.
Well, Cincinnati has lost 14 out of 16 games against Pittsburgh, regardless of where the game happens to be played. I think the fact that Burrow had never thrown more than 2 touchdowns in an NFL game or in a college football game, and he ends up throwing 3 in a single game, one of them being an INT 6-point return by the Bears. But when I look at Cincinnati, I think they're an up-and-coming football team. Pittsburgh, it's amazing, Mark, how your stock rises and falls. Last week, they played the Bills. They played terrible the first half. They come back the second half and win the football game. Everybody puts him in the championship race. Then all of a sudden, the Raiders come in and manhandle them, throw the ball for like over 400 yards, including some deep passes, because Pittsburgh could not pressure the passer after they lost 1. I think that Big Ben is still capable of making good throws. I think he's a great competitor. But I think they're starting to write him off because of the offensive line. When you get hit that many times, there's no way in this world you can be a good football team. If you can't protect the passer and you can't run the football, there's no way in this world you can go along. So I think that the offensive line is very bad for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that the Bengals prevail, even though it's in Pittsburgh. The Bengals going to win this game outright. 24, the Steelers 20. And it won't be Big Ben's fault, but because he can't protect and throw the football at the same time. I like Cincinnati.